wake surfing's a huge craze right now. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the boat and what it does to create, these awesome opportunities to wake surf?
It's definitely driving the industry right now. Most people surfing, when you get into it, what you want to have is you want to make sure you have a V-drive boat, so the engine in the back.
Yeah.
That's going to create a little more space inside and also the weight at the back of the boat. And most people surfing create weight on one side or the other.
Yeah.
Today, they're developing boats that are actually designed specifically for surfing with a whole bunch of additional systems on them. I'll show you a couple things.
Cool. So boats of old, were designed to just create wake on one side or the other. Now they're making boats that you can create wake on both sides, one side, through the center, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, the whole idea is when you weight up one side of a boat on a V-drive, it creates a nice clean wake for somebody who's either left foot forward or right foot forward to surf on.
Absolutely.
Because it's really driving the industry, what people have managed to do is you don't want to wait for one side to empty or fill up the other side. So systems have been developed to make it way better, bigger waves, better speed control.
Create them on both sides?
Create them on both sides, and you can do it at the switch of a button.
Yeah.
So you notice underneath on this boat, there's actually a system called the NSS. And this is a plate that is designed to head directly outside of the hull, to use the shape of the hull to create that switch from one side to the other. They take it a step further and they actually have another system. So if the NSS is the Nautique surf system, they have the Nautique configurable running surface.
Yeah.
And what this does is it allows the boat to sit in a position where it's either angled up or down to help lengthen or shorten the wave.
Okay.
So with the addition of these systems, you can actually have an infinite wake shape, long, short. You can have it to be peaky, smooth, rolled out at the front, and you can switch them from one side to the other.
So is that, sorry for interrupting you, but is that to do with the style of the guy that's surfing?
Yeah, it depends on if they're surfing in a skim style or a surf style. Some people want a pushing wave, or if it's just a beginner or somebody getting a little more advanced. So with all these systems to help manage and manipulate the wave, you actually have also a turndown exhaust that comes standard with these boats.
Yeah.
And it just makes it a lot healthier. You're taking the exhaust, turning it in so it actually comes up behind the rider and it doesn't swirl around within the boat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're really making it more specific to the surf application.
Yeah.
So for instance, this boat, as they get newer, in the G series, they actually have 2,850 pounds of ballast that's plumbed into the boat. And then you also have speed control systems that are GPS speed control, so you can go to the 0.1 of a mile to manage that perfect wave.
Cool. So tell me, we spoke earlier, tell me about the safety features. You had mentioned some stuff about why an inboard, why not an outboard, why not a outdrive?
Sure, so your traditional IO or outboard has a prop that sits on the back of the boat and actually in this area.
Yeah.
And when you're surfing, you're actually surfing fairly close behind the boat. So if you advance and fall forward, you don't want to have any opportunity to get within that prop.
Get sucked into
when
the
you
prop.
look at when you look at an inboard boat, it's your prop shaft comes out underneath with a rudder and it's hidden and buried underneath the boat. So there's no danger of, while you're surfing, being able to
yeah, I know when Tommy and Robbie were surfing, we were filming from the boat and they looked like they were, and the viewers have seen it, they looked like they were that close. And I said to Tom when he got back on the boat, what happens if you fall forward? Are you going to hit your head on the platform? He's like, no, by the time I fall, the boat's gone.
The boat's gone.
And he said to me, he said, look, that's why a lot of people, they try to rig up a boat that they've got at home, put a tower on it, it's an outboard boat. I mean, that's that sort of stuff. So, I mean, this is obviously designed to do a specific thing.
Right. I mean, you can surf with just about any inboard, especially primarily a V-drive, because you do want to have a little more weight to it.
Absolutely.
And that's really what's creating that big wave.
Yeah.
When you're surfing back there now with systems like this, it enables the wave to become really long. I mean, on the G-Series boat, it's over 20 feet. You can get back 20, 22 feet on that wave and then come back in. So that's your area and pocket to be able to surf back and forth as you advance.
Well, him and Robbie were saying they could surf right back up and jump back in the boat.
Oh, yeah.
So as long as I can grab the board when I get back in the boat, I'm okay, right?
Yeah, you can surf from the platform back, right back on. There's actually, with the new boats, you can surf 2 and even 3 people on one wave. The waves are getting longer.
So that G23 or 25, is that?
Yeah, on the new ones, they're and on ones like this, you can actually the wave is so long you can actually have a couple people or 3 people on the wave now. So it's it's a really social thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, you can ride, it's low impact. It's kind of call it yoga on the water, right?
Exactly.
You can actually relax back and forth, take your turn, and listen to tunes, and have everybody in the boat interact.
Well,
with you.
and they're rigged up, and I got to agree with you. From my boating background, having something of an inboard, you've created a much more user-friendly atmosphere in the boat, where you can take a bunch of people with you, right?
Right.
You're out there, they're not even paying attention to you. You're surfing away, they're listening to the tunes, and they're chatting.
And
the boats are very quiet with the exhaust into the water. So
exactly. And the other nice thing is that instead of having that engine in the middle, when you do a V-drive, it allows you to have a much bigger boat. So you can bring, you know, in this boat, you and 18 of your closest friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the nice thing about that is because the boat's bigger. I mean, for instance, these boats are getting upwards of 5,000 pounds, 5,500 pounds,
Yeah.
and then you've got, you know, 3,000 pounds of ballast, and then another few thousand pounds of actual capacity for people. So this is a 21 to 23 foot, 10,000 pound ship.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you load all those people in, you take some food with you. I mean, you're pretty much gone for the day. You can surf, you can wakeboard. Can you ski behind? Like, can you?
You can. It's not designed for it. I mean, it's a recreational application. You can certainly ski behind it.
Yeah.
The inboard application makes it easier because the boat always stays nice and level, especially with some of these systems. So it allows you to have full visibility of where you're going, makes it real safe, have full visibility behind you of the rider and what's happening.
Well, when you got 18 people, at least somebody watching the rider, right?
Exactly.
So you do any surfing yourself? Do you wakeboard?
I do, every day, wakeboard and surf pretty much every day in the summer.
Well,
Brisk day like today, and I was out this morning.
Absolutely. You're living the life up here in Muskoka, man. It's awesome.